What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleebs. This is Breakfast with Bleebs. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit your like button on the way in. I appreciate that so much. Helps me trend in the YouTube algorithm, and also leave a comment on this video if you're watching late. Let me know what you think of Terra Luna Classic, because Luna Classic had a nice breakout. USTC had a nice breakout, and then the US government got involved. Did you know that? Terra Classic, the Luna Classic Labs, announced that they had bought $25.6 million worth of USTC at 2.1 cents to announce that they were putting it into their holdings. And the next thing you know, the U.S. government regulators step in and said, "Hey, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, bro?" Also, one of the things that annoys me is when I tell you something and people say, "No, bro, no, bro, no." Last week, I told you that CZ Binance was not going to be leaving the United States, that he was going to be here, that he could not return to the UAE. And the first comment that I got on one of my videos was, "No, bro, no. They've already released him, and he's like back in the UAE already." Wrong. I was right the whole time, guys. CZ Binance is being held in the United States, cannot return to the UAE because they do fear that he is going to flee. So for now, a judge has ruled against CZ. So if you want to find him, I guess check a hotel in New York. Tornado Cash is down 56% on the day after Binance says that it's delisting the token. Binance delisting the token, he says. Why would Binance do that? Because it's crime. Because CZ Binance, the criminal, was allowing crime. Are we not seeing the pattern yet? Anyway, Richard Tang has stepped in, and he is delisting it and taking the appropriate steps to make sure that Binance is in compliance so that Binance can get back to what it does best, which is to grow and to provide positivity for the crypto community and stop letting people commit crime because it makes us look bad. Bitcoin price alert. Guess what? $48,000. Let's call it $50,000. For a proven forecast indicator says that by early January, Bitcoin is going to break out and hit 50,000. Until then, it's going to sting a little bit, I think. Also, if you remember a couple days ago, we talked about somebody paid a record $3 million fee for a Bitcoin transaction. Hey, guess what? It turns out the person that did it was a thief. And that $3 million in fees was because somebody stole 139 Bitcoin. Ta-da! Crime. So anyway, I don't know if they're going to get it back or not. We'll be following that one closely because I am certainly intrigued by anybody paying that much for any reason. Turns out crime. That's why crime. Bitcoin price floor might hit 41,200 in a few months. And there is an analyst out here right now who's saying that they think that there is a reason, and it's Capriole Fund. So maybe, just maybe, he knows what he's talking about. Gold is about to break out. So Peter Sniff is in the news. Did I say Sniff? I meant to say Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff is in this news sniffing around with gold. And he says, "Oh, by the way, because gold is going to break out, Bitcoin is going to break down." Look, this turd burglar hasn't been right at any point in the history of Bitcoin. Never been right. So why would he start right now? I got a feeling that Bitcoin might actually break out to gold and start becoming a store of value in some way along with gold and gets recognized by the majority of people. And finally, Bitcoin is forming a bullish picture as Bitcoin gears up to leave a 15-month accumulation phase behind, the longest bear market in history. This is not financial advice. I am always right, though. Yo, dog, what's happening? By the way, bears win, bears win, bears win.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 It's been a long day. I mean a long week. Maybe a long year, so let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors later on. Tell everybody they're invited, you should come along. Best to bring your good foot. Ladies gonna be dancing on the ceiling, cocky and appealing, possibly revealing, getting sideways like a bridesmaid as she vibrate. If you a lightweight, hope you hydrate. We gon' tip the bottles back, busting out the fat sacks. People wearing costumes, chewing on a mushroom, something like a wonderland. Understand? Going down the rabbit hole with my kinfolk to another land. Damn, I said we do it like this. Magic carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way, so everybody get sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great day. So we've got there's a lot going on in the market, and we're going to lead off today with this big one. Now, guys, if you're coming in late, make sure that you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment on this video. Helps me trend, and that helps tremendously. Terra Classic price recovery rally hiccups as Luna Classic meets a key barrier in USTC amid the related hype. Now, there is a barrier, and it's about 11.5. It's 3 zeros, 11.5. Been that way for a long period of time. But here's the thing. So what happens is Luna Classic Labs comes out, and they announced they can confirm that today, in an initial strategic investment, Luna Classic Labs has purchased approximately 25.6 million USTC for $500,000 in accordance with its Treasury Reserve policy, at an average price of approximately 2.1 per USTC. Now, it then runs up 300%. Now, if that's the case, then, hey, man, you're nice profit. You know what I mean? Like, it's really getting started now. And what I think they're doing is, by the way, if you kind of do the math here, the reason that I keep telling you when I say, what I'm doing is moving my USTC to Luna Classic when USTC pumps is because it's very simple. At the end of the day, if Luna Classic, well, let's just say if USTC is trading at 1.5 or 2 cents, the maximum it's going to go is 50 to 60x. That's the maximum that it's going to go. And if that's the case, then is Luna Classic going to do 50 or 60x? And I don't think so. I think Luna Classic goes like 300x. So this is a long-term strategy that I'm using every time USTC pumps. And when USTC is way down, I convert some of my Luna Classic over when I'm looking at the option to USTC. And then when USTC pumps, then I buy a bigger bag of Luna Classic. So from that, if you remember this whole journey, I started with 10 million. I now have over 13 million Luna Classic because I've just accumulated along the way. And by the way, staking doesn't reward you with very much. So, you get a little bit, but, at the end of the day, what matters is how you can get yourself more and more and more and more. And the way I see this is that it is very simple. I think the bag today, that extra I want to say like 3.2 million, something like that, would be worth, let's call it $350 today, right? Well, if that goes 100x, that's $35,000, right? So it's worth holding on to. So I think that's going to be that this is going to be a big play. And by the way, we're going to continue to get I'm going to continue to yield more and more and more because I continue to stake my Luna Classic, and then I use a little bit of USTC, and I save a little bit out, and I convert it over when it flips the right way for me, and that's the way I've been doing it. So I think that Luna Classic is the one in the long term that's going to have the biggest payoff. Now, doesn't mean that I'm not going to get some payoff and reward on USTC along the way. It just means that that's my idea. But hey, guess what? Unfortunately, after the announcement, Luna Classic Labs received a message from U.S. regulators containing cease and desist action regarding the USTC investment. So they told them to sell. Doesn't that mean that they just made $1 million because it 3x'd? This was a shock to the ecosystem, which committed to seeking legal advice on resolving it. Notwithstanding, both LUNC and USTC networks remain committed to growth. So a little bit weird, little bit odd, but we'll see what happens. This is going to this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. At some point, Luna Classic is going to just absolutely rip, guys. There's no getting around it at this point. Not because it's become a darling in the degen community, not because the Duquan situation or anything like that. It's because everybody loves a comeback story. Everybody loves a comeback story, and the strategy right now is to add a spread fee onto USTC and then burn 100% of the spread fee, and it's going to have to make it a test net, obviously, and we're going to have to see how it works. But if this does happen and we start to see this, then you've got to consider that $8.9 billion is the amount of capital owed right now for USTC. That's a lot. And the market cap on it, I want to say right now, probably in the neighborhood of 600 million maximum ever, right? So it just can't have that gigantic market cap, and it can't bear what we're talking about right there. So if we look at Terra Classic USTC, market cap on it right now, I'm sorry, 387. So it's 387 million right now. That's still not even close to 8.9 billion, which is the current circulating supply. So something has to give somewhere, right? So repegging it that way and doing it in that fashion gives them the opportunity to slowly but surely repeg it. So the start is to repeg it at 2 cents, then to do it at 3 cents, then to do it at 4 cents. And if you have USTC, then you're going to stand to gain each time as long as you're not trading it. Now, the problem is if you're not trading it and nobody's trading it, the price will never go down, and the repeg will never really take place because everybody will cash out with their opportunity for money, and just it's going to be an interesting thing. Now, when you wrap it with Luna Classic, you force people. It's going to force people to go back and forth between it, and that should create some opportunity right there to be able to hold it and to get a yield on your gains. You're going to get a little bit more gains along the way. So if you're pegged at 2 cents and it goes up to 3 cents, then you've secured some gain. You're going to use that gain. You're going to buy more Luna Classic. Luna Classic prices then, of course, going to run up. So you're going to watch this whole tornado. Remember, this death spiral that happened is going to reverse its direction. It's just going to be a slow-moving process. But if this spread fee makes it to test center and it starts to happen, then we've got what could be a phenomenal and one of the most epic recoveries that you've ever seen. And again, you might not like this, and that's okay because you've been wrong before. You're wrong all the time. Every day that you wake up and you don't tune into this show, you're wrong. So you make mistakes all the time. Now, the question is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to tune in every day? I'm just kidding. You don't have to tune in every day. But the point is, Terra Luna Classic, everybody loves a comeback story. And the comeback is on. It's starting. It's building. The FOMO is being created. Now, the question is this, and will all of this that's going on right now trigger a FOMO rally? That's the question that we're trying to figure out today. And I do think, by the way, when we get to the charts, that's exactly what's going to end up happening. Now, for the moment, let's move on here. A judge says, whoever it was. By the way, I don't remember who you were because I don't save this kind of stuff because I'm not petty. I'm just kidding. I am so petty. Oh my God. So CZ Binance, who last week I said, yeah, CZ Binance is going to be in the United States for a while because he's not going to be able to return to the UAE because the government is not going to allow him to do that, because he can just go there and there's no extradition and you'll never see his ass again. And he'll just be like, oh, I'm not hiding from anybody, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And boom, what do you know? Prosecutors had warned that Judge Richard Jones of the U.S. District Court of the Western District of Washington in Seattle ordered that a condition that would have allowed Zhao to return to his home before his censoring be stayed until such time as this court resolves the government's motion for review. So CZ Binance still in the United States, You said, by the way, that, oh no, he's going back to the UAE. Wrong, guys. I'm not petty. I'm just kidding. I'm so petty. I hate when people do that. Like when I tell you, like, look, I'm watching the government websites. I'm seeing the motions that are being filed, and I'm telling you, CZ Binance is not going anywhere. And then you're like, oh yeah, bro, he's already gone, bro. Nope. Anyway, god damn it. See how you made me do that. You made me do this. God damn it. Anyway, Tornado Cash plummets 56% after Binance says it's delisting. Now, why was Tornado Cash listed on Binance? Because CZ supports crime. Guys, this is not complicated. You can like CZ Binance, and we can like, by the way, that Tornado Cash represents freedom. We can like the fact that it allows you to kind of disappear, so to speak, along the way, and not have people tracking your assets. Like, we can like that, but the use of it is to avoid paying taxes and stuff like that. We should at least be honest and have the honest conversation saying that is the case. And if that is the case, then how do you do business as a U.S. government? How do you do business with somebody like Binance who supports Tornado Cash? Tornado Cash should be 100% DeFi. It should not be in a centralized exchange, especially if they're the U.S. government and you're supposed to be regulating and monitoring all of these people, right? Well, CZ Binance, the guy convicted of felonies, that resigned because of felonies, because he does crime. CZ Binance was the one that allowed this to happen, right? So now Richard Ting has come in, and one of the first things that he does, Tornado Cash, gone. They're getting into compliance. Do you know why they're getting into compliance? Because in order for Binance to grow and to establish that credibility across the world now, for it to move forward and for that real mass adoption to happen, for that to take place, they got to clean this shit up. CZ Binance can't be doing all this reckless nonsense over here. Now you got a grown up in charge, and CZ Binance is a teenager. At heart, he's a teenager. That's what it is. He's like, yo, bro, let's just do it and see what happens, right? So Tornado Cash gone, plummets 56% after the Binance delisting of the token. Now that right there is the start of the revival of Binance. Mr. Diamond Hand believes the dollar was involved in crime first, and the U.S. politicians have never done illegal deals with dollars. Right. No, actually, you're wrong. The first crime was gold. That it was gold, and that was before the U.S. dollar, long before the U.S. dollar. It was those criminals, those horrible people. Oh yeah, your neighbors. They were the ones that were taking stuff from you. So, yeah, no, it's not the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar is for drugs. Don't you listen to Liz Warren? That's where. And by the way, it was absolutely crazy, right? Exactly. That is exactly right. We trade beaver pelts with the Canadians for their whatever it is that they sell up there. I don't know. What do they sell? Maple leaves and syrup? Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. What happened? It would be awesome if the mafia took over the syrup industry and was like, hey, you guys want to get a little something on your pancakes? You know what I mean? Huh? What about them waffles, eh? You put a little sausage, you put a little bit. Damn, I just said sausage like I'm from Chicago. Ain't this a bitch? Oh, God. This thing is rubbing off on me. This is horrible, guys. This is horrible. Anyway, this thing is getting back into compliance. And you know what you're going to see, by the way? You're going to see Binance back in the United States soon. They're doing all the things that are necessary to make that happen. That's why it's important to do things like get rid of Tornado Cash. Let it go DeFi. It's supposed to be DeFi anyway. That's the thing, right? And then later on, when all this dies down, because it will die down, CZ Binance will take over some kind of foundation or create some kind of foundation for the mass adoption of cryptocurrency. Now, will he do it in the United States? Probably not. There's probably one of the conditions of CZ Binance, probably he can't do business. He can't be a business owner in the United States or something like that. So, we probably have seen for us in the United States the last of CZ Binance, except in the news. But over across the rest of the world, I get the feeling he's going to be incredibly active, and we have not seen the last of CZ Binance. Big stuff happening in the future. I would assume mass adoption is the goal. I think long term, I think that that is his life's mission. So, and the guy's a billionaire, so you got to respect it. You don't have to like him, by the way, because billionaires are not good people. I keep telling you that. I keep getting proved right. And here we are. Bitcoin price alert, $48,000 by early January. Forecast proven indicator. Now, what is that proven indicator? Me, because I said 50,000 before the halving. A recent analysis by crypto expert CryptoCan focused on the Ichimoku cloud. Now, we talked about Ichimoku last week, and it does say that there is a range here and that the next big move for Bitcoin goes to 48,000. And that here we go, right here. The Ichimoku cloud called our last Bitcoin rise to 38,000 2 months in advance with a cross projected in the future. Now, that does not mean, by the way, if you look at your Bitcoin charts, and we are not on Bitcoin, but we're going to get there. By the way, Bitcoin starting to rally just a little bit off of the dump that we've had over the last couple of days. You can see right here, we've got the W formed right here. How high it goes, I don't know. But it looks like we're going to get a golden cross forming over the next couple days, roundabout here. If this plays out the way it's playing right now, then we're probably going to get a crossover here. That would take us out in about 2 days on the 1 hour. It looks like we'll probably have another golden cross playing out. So it is entirely possible that this rally continues. Now, there's a lot of people that have been telling you, that, look, the nature of this chart right now, and this is kind of weird, okay? I'm going to say this. I don't think that we've seen a rally the way that we're about to see a rally. I don't think people are ready for this one. I don't think people understand what's coming. I don't think that people are prepared for how this thing plays out. Like, I think that I think that we're looking at the past, and we're looking at different circumstances, and we're saying, you know what, it looks like this is probably what's going to happen. And that's fair, because that's human sentiment, and that probably will be part of how it plays out. But along the way, most people, if you're asking any analyst right now, then they're going to give you a magic number, and they're going to give you a magic number of, and we're going to call it right here. They're going to tell you that this spot right here represents where Bitcoin has to settle above on a weekly candle, right? Because that is the spot. So we look over here at the weekly candle, and we see that it has not settled over this area yet. Now, if that hasn't settled over that area yet, then we're starting to get some big time resistance. So there we go. Dyson Pham says Luna Classic Labs did not purchase 500K in USTC, and the U.S. government did not send cease and desist letter. That was fake news by OX Ears, aka LUNC DAO, who fabricated news to manipulate markets. Fact. I don't know that that's a fact. I know that that's your opinion at this point. So I'll look into that, and if there's any validity to it, then we'll figure it out. And by the way, that would mean follow that guy, because anytime some kind of fake stuff comes out and he's like trying to pump it, then there's an opportunity to make a buck off of it. So, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see if that's the case. Now, that was supposedly a reputable news source that was saying that. And by the way, I don't have any facts to verify it other than that article. So we'll check it out, and we'll get back to you on whether or not that one is a legitimate source or not. But again, we haven't closed over 37.5. If we don't close over 37.5, then here's what happens. Investors who are waiting for that pump, they're going to get tired, and they're going to look at the next FOMO pump, and they're going to, here we go. Luna Classic Labs posted it as fake. They didn't purchase 500K. Sad day. Anyway, and by the way, I don't know why Luna Classic Labs buying 500K makes any difference anyway. Terraform Labs would make a difference. Like that would be something that would create a FOMO pump. That would be something that would excite me. You know what I mean? Like it didn't make much sense to me. And I think a lot of people thought that was Terraform, because then I got questions today about why is Terraform Labs getting into LUNC again. And it didn't make much sense. And then I saw that. And then, so yeah, well, there we go, guys. Fake pump. It was a fake out. But here's the thing, by the way, when you talk about fake outs, if that is in fact a fake out, guess what? We are still minting on this fake out, and we are continuing to hold in this pattern so far. This has not been a dump. Now, the dump would largely have been, if this were a fake out, the dump would have been back down into the range in which we currently were, which was about 65. I want to say 65.7. And guess what? We're not there. So something else is at work here. Something else is at play that's giving people pause to think about there might be something else to this right now. There might be something else working its magic right now. Look at this. We got the head and shoulder. We got the head and shoulders baked out, and we've got not just the head and shoulder, we've got the Batman. Now that would have normally broken down, but here we go. It looks like we've already turned around yesterday. And now there we go. Rand Nooner said on, why is Nooner, you know what a Nooner is? That anybody else is like, is it just me? Like a Nooner is what kids call their wee-wees. You know what I mean? Like that's Jesus Christ. Like, that's the funniest name ever. Rand Nooner said on X yesterday, Bitcoin is due for a 30% dump. Crazy or not? That's exactly correct. Like that's what everybody has been saying. And anybody who's anybody, and he's just copying real traders who are saying that a correction has come. Why? Because we've always had that correction. And what is that correction coming down to? And the answer to that is 33,000. That's what everyone, and if you ask Rand, first of all, why is your name so stupid? He'd be like, well, I don't know. It's my parents. You got to ask them. And then it's going to be like right around there. The 33,000 correction, it makes perfect sense. It's what the charts are telling you. It's what the charts are telling you is going to be the next play and the next move by Bitcoin. And it is entirely possible that does play out, because again, as I was saying before, that you're getting there's this dynamic playing out that has always played out before, and that is that correction period. But here's the other thing that's playing out. Look at this top right here. We're getting rejected at 38,000. Okay. And by the way, I should move that up because it used to be at 37.5, which I told you guys at the beginning of this year would be at 37.5 by the end of the year. And by the way, if you wallet down below, make sure you send your gratuities for being right about that one. Anyway, so 38, it's here's what we've got right now. We've got this minting right here. We've got this right here, this right here. So we've got a wedge pattern forming. What does a wedge pattern do? It breaks to the upside. So even though I'm hearing all of the chatter about the market breaking down, even though I'm hearing all of the things about, oh no, it's about to get sticky icky in this market, I don't think so. I don't think that this is the normal rally. I think what we're seeing is something different. So what I would posit here is we had our breakdowns, then we will have our breakdown, by the way. We will have our breakdown. But what I'm going to think here is we're going to do one more test here at 38, then we're going to reject, and then we're going to find out the strength. This is, we're going to find out after one more test whether or not we can get up there over 38,000. And I think they want the market to be over 38,000. And I want to point out the reason that I think that this is the case. BlackRock, Invesco, Fidelity, ARK Capital, all of these guys are heavily invested in convincing people that Bitcoin is the future of their investment. They're not here for a $38,000 Bitcoin. They're here for a $1 million Bitcoin. They believe in it. They've got analysts. They've got technical people out there telling you exactly what could happen, what should happen, what the value proposition is. They've got a lot of people, a lot smarter than you and me out there doing this over and over and over and over again. And with that being the case, then the next move, the next step in this process would be for them to pump the price. So I have a feeling that we're not going to look at the dump that we would have seen before. Now, when I say that, I do say that with my eye right here on liquidity. And, you really got to come down to like a 6-month or a 1-year number to kind of find a liquidity point. And that liquidity point is 34,000. Now, it used to be 33. Like 33 is the sweep all the way down here. It's now moving up, 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 and up. So here's the thing. The money that used to be sitting down there at 33,000 has shifted up, and it's now at 34,000. So are we still going to see that move? Well, let's look at the 1 year before I say that. That's a 6-month number. Let's go look at the 1 year and see what the 1 year looks like. So the 1 year shows me 34,000. So the dynamic of the pump market, the market has shifted. So now we have to consider that this is different. We're looking at a different thing. And guys, remember, Last week, we were talking about 33, and I was saying 33 is the number. Well, here it is right here. 34 is now the number. That's the dump point. So I don't know that we're going to get that move down to 33,000 like these guys have continued to say. It's starting to change, and that opportunity is evaporating. So now the question becomes, what's next in the market? So we're looking at the 1 week. 1 week tells me that we're coming down. It tells me that we're coming down to 36.5. So if you want to make that shot, go for it. If you're looking up here, it looks like we've got a big pull at 37.5. So maybe we're looking at a pump up just a little bit higher from where we are right now to 37.5. But should also be pointed out that we've got another big pull up here at 38,000, and we've got another one again, 36.5 down this way. So there's still going to be some swings. There's still going to be there's still going to be some moves here. 36.7 looks like the spot. Now we could do a sweep all the way down, but look, there's no attractiveness to below 36.6 right now. So if I'm manipulating the market and I'm pushing it down, then I'm only pushing it down so far. And it really does, like the money. If I'm looking at where the money is on this chart, the money is up here right now. It's not down at the bottom, even though this is where the biggest pool is. The rest of it up here is just too quote unquote juicy for anybody to come back down, unless you can get a nice sweep up here, wreck a bunch of people, and then come back down here by dumping super hard, getting into this pool, and then getting yourself isolated and ready for that next big move. Now, liquidity wise, again, 36.6, 36.7, that's the downside move potentially, but you've got to respect the fact that there's a lot of money sitting there. So, and the market seems to want to move. So we've got Jerome Powell, the Fed. All this stuff is going to be happening very, very soon. So this Bitcoin rally to 48,000 is very real, and it could happen a lot sooner than we think right now. And then this right here, Bitcoin price floor could be 41.2 post-halving. So we're looking at Bitcoin not going down below 41.2 K, because that's what happened the last time the Bitcoin halving took place. We set ourselves at a certain spot, a specific spot, and that became our new norm. And we bounced off of that, and that was 16,000 last time. So now 41.2 becomes the next one. So interesting times, guys. Bitcoin holder claims hacker stole 139 Bitcoin, paid a record $3 million in fees, for crime. That's so crazy. And it says right here, a Bitcoin user assumed ownership of hacked funds involved in a record-breaking transaction where miner Antpool received over 83 Bitcoin in fees. That is absolutely insane. On November 24, an anonymous individual created the X page 83.5 BTC and said their wallet paid 83.5 Bitcoin in fees after creating a new cold wallet. The user surmised that a hacker likely leveraged an automated script to hijack their transaction, paying a record fee worth an estimated $3.1 million in the process. So now we know that that $3 million fee that we were talking about and laughing about last week, that was crime. It was crime. I wonder if CZ Binance had that at Tornado Cash. Anyway, Capriole founder says that 41.2 is going to be the new norm, which we just covered. And then Peter Sniff, I said it wrong again. I should have said Peter Schiff. I'm so sorry, Peter Schiff, to you and that hair. I'm so sorry, because look, shave that shit down and let's go Mohawk, man. We could be brohawks together. You know what I mean? But anyway, Peter the Sniff, he says that Bitcoin's going down again. And look, bet on Bitcoin, the opposite of anything Peter Schiff says. He's not been right about Bitcoin, and he's been doing this now for, I want to say 12 years. For 12 years now, Peter Sniff has been talking about Bitcoin, and he has not been right a single time yet. He is like, this is this guy should have a rainbow flavored dildo off his forehead right now, like he's a unicorn. It's just absolutely bonkers that Peter Sniff, how could you be that wrong and be an economist? Like, people come to you and say, hey, what do you think of money? I'll pay you for your ideas. And then he says, Bitcoin going down, George, Bitcoin going down. And his son, by the way, is a Bitcoin investor. Jim Cramer is now bullish on Bitcoin, so sell everything. Jesus Christ, it's over. Peter Schiff was right this whole time. Fuck my life. All right, guys. Well, it looks like that's it. The end of Bitcoin as we know it. When Jim Cramer says you're bullish, sell everything. God damn it. Bitcoin forming a bullish picture as Bitcoin gears up to leave a 15-month accumulation phase behind. And look, this is not just, this is Jason Pizzino, but this is not just Jason. This is everybody who's looking. Wyckoff, we're looking at all of these different methods, everything right here. And look, the Wyckoff schematic is most likely in phase E and prepping to leave the 15-month accumulation phase behind. Well done to all who timed the low accumulation phase and took their positions early. The journey from here is the fun part, but the emotions price swings will be far more volatile. Don't drop the ball. It's only getting started. And the thing is, I got a sense here, we're going to see massive corrections. We're going to see massive moves. Here we go. This is it. Although Pizzino thinks the Bitcoin is flashing a bullish signal, pseudonymous analyst Immortal does not share his optimism, at least in the short term. Immortal believes that it is within the realm of possibility for Bitcoin to correct all the way down to 33,000 in the coming days. And here's the thing. We might look at that and be like, oh my God, it's going down. It's over. Guys, it was 16,000 to start this year. So, we're really not in a bad position. Even if it goes to 33,000, oh, well, who cares? You know what I mean? Because the rip on it, like if it goes to 30, look, if it goes to 33,000, take everything you own and go long. You know what I mean? Like that's it makes perfect sense that is the next thing. And by the way, Peter Schiff did say almost a year ago, gold was having a breakout, and guess what? Bitcoin was going to go into the tank, and he's not right. He doesn't understand the market. He's an old guy now. The markets have escaped him. So, yeah. By the way, if you haven't already, make sure you sign up for Elon Muskrat. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff coming up pretty soon. So, interesting times abound. And with that, let's get into Ew. I hope you guys can still see me because I can't see my screen anymore. My screen just died. So I don't know what just happened there, but if you can see my screen, then let me know in the chat, by the way, because it absolutely, I'm going to hit refresh for just 1 second here. All right, there we go. I'm going to try this one more time here. All right, so that was wild. So anyway, oh, and by the way, don't forget Cryptonomy. That is a partner of the channel. And guys, I want to play this ad for you. So get prepared. 2 minutes. Cryptonomy.finance is what you need. Cryptonomy Ventures right now. They support forward-thinking entrepreneurs and propel the crypto Web3 ecosystem forward, supporting Cryptonomy's mission to empower global economic freedom. If you are interested in this, then click Get Funding, and then you can get started right away. Previously, we talked about our flexible spending, and we were going to make some deposits. So I'm going to make a few deposits right here. We're going to do Bitcoin. I'm going to throw, let's do it. Why not? And we're going to do 12-month staking. 76.9% is the fixed rate. Now, in the event that you want to enable monthly interest, we do this right here. That changes the dynamic here to 56%. I don't need it, so I'm just going to take this and I'm going to hit continue here. And I'm going to agree to the terms and conditions, and we're going to go ahead and stake that. Let's stake a little bit with Quant right here. We're going to use ETH because I've got a little bit of ETH on the sideline over here. We're going to use our max ETH 1.29. We're going to put that in for another 12 months on Quant as well. Go. Let's pop in here on some Tether Gold and see what happens there. We've got a little bit of XRP in the wallet. Let's convert a little bit of XRP over here into Tether Gold right now. We're going to pop that in right now. Read the terms and conditions, and we are done. All right, now we're gonna pop in a Tether here. We got 4,300 bucks in Tether. We're gonna pop in max right here, 59.6%. Now you might be noticing the percentage right there is not as great. Well, this is a stable coin, so the rate of return on that was gonna be just a little bit less. We're gonna hit continue on that one. Boom. We are now holding Tether as well. So we've got a whole bunch over here. Now we're going to come over here. I'm going to hit refresh right here. These are all my holdings right now. I've got a little bit staked. You saw me do that before. Put a little bit in here before. Much better on XRP, Ethereum, and then of course this is in the fixed rate category, but very good rates right there. You can see that those are some really, really juicy rates. Finally, over here, if you want the big returns right here, it is all about the launch pool. So if you haven't already, go check out the launch pool. Launch pool's got some great returns, great yields. All you have to do is create a contract. The investments are going to start paying themselves off. So, all right, guys. So we got a quick notice here. If you remember, I do have a private members only chat that's here on YouTube. If you guys have not been part of it, one of the first lessons that we had was basically the Bollinger Bands, and we were talking about the midline, we were talking about the high and the low, and then what it looks like, and how you kind of read those when something happens. And I'm going to pop this up on the chart right now, just so you guys can see what's going on the chart, because I think that this is important right now. The what you're looking for is you're looking for playouts, and the playout right now is a W pattern, and it's pumping right now. Bitcoin, we're starting to see the market start to move to the upside. And why? Well, that pattern signifies a retest. So it is entirely possible that we are looking at Bitcoin about to have another breakout. This is the big move right here. And now we've got the W, and it usually plays out to about double that size. So if that's the case, then it's the same thing over here. You see this big move right here, and then it's the reverse pattern, and it breaks down. So when you see these develop, those are indicators that you might be looking at a little bit of a rally. So I get the sense here that we might be looking at a little bit of a rally for this. So you might want to strap in for a little while. Again, if you're getting to 38.5, it would be reasonable to expect at that point, go short. But I don't get the sense that. Look, this is not the market for short anymore. Like if you want to, again, if you bang off of 38,000 and you want to watch it come back down one more time, play its way down. So if this pops up 38,000 and then starts wicking into 38.2, et cetera, and you accumulate a little bit, probably coming back down, going to make a retest around 37.3, 37.4 again. We'll probably have another move, one more opportunity. I get a sense here that that's probably what's going to end up happening right there. So, and by the way, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't, and hit the bell to be notified. I get 3 notifications per day. I do a lot of Luna Classic videos, and then general. If you become a member of the channel using the magical join button down here, then there is private content. We do little tutorials about trading, about what's going on in the market, and how to better understand some of these things that we're trying to navigate. Now, if I turn off all of the other indicators for the moment right now, we're going to turn off high IQ, everything else, then we're just looking at a Bollinger Band, and that Bollinger Band looks really, really good right now. So as you can see from this is the 1 hour, by the way. Again, that is a good breakout signal. Now, move up to the 4 hour. We're looking at a little change. Takes a moment for it to populate, but we are right at the midline. So once you're at the midline, the big move, there's 2 moves that could, of course, could happen. Either go up or down. So you're going to test the bottom again if the money starts coming out, if there's no momentum. So you might come down a little bit, but you're going to come back up here and you're going to test. Now, the high line seems to be moving in this direction right here. So that does indicate that there is probably a test coming at about 37.7, 37.8. Now, I am wildly speculating when I do this, by the way, because you look at this and it just goes willy-nilly along the Bollinger Band. You don't have like a real spot where it plays out. If it did it in the next hour, we're at 38,000. If it does it in the next couple of hours, probably 37,700, something like that. But it looks like a rally is starting to unfold. So let's go take a look at a few of these other ones. Bencoin, 1088, nothing to talk about until they do something, and they haven't done anything for a while. So I'm just kind of waiting. And by the way, very patiently, I'm waiting for them to make some kind of move and do some kind of, there's going to be some progress on it at some point. I can't explain to you why it's taking so long. There was, they had an idea, they had a plan, and the plan didn't work exactly the way that they wanted it to, because they got a little bit over ambitious, I want to say. So Ben, we're waiting for it. Volt still having problems and struggles trying to get back to one of these previous 35s right here. Just ranging itself around. Dubai X. Dubai X is not dead, but I've seen the Dubai exchange DubX exchange. And if it's a real thing, and look, there's a lot of guys that tried to bring me into Dubai X that, yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. I just, that's all I'll say. I don't know what's going on. WAGMI continues to soar. Went all the way up to 35,790, by the way. So that is a massive and gigantic move. And it looks like it's starting to move back up again. Now, I would be looking for another play up here. If it continues to move in this upward direction, I would look at a big correction coming. If it double tops, then I would look at a move back down into this range and then a big move coming after that. Now, it could be, by the way, that we've already seen that. Like, it could be that we're just in a breakout. But look, nothing is in a constant breakout. So, and I do think at the end of this month, we're going to start to see a big move for a launch for WAGMI. So, if you haven't already, at least look at WAGMI. Again, I would never recommend that you buy at the top. And by the way, this is the top. So, when I say that, this is the top of it. So I'd be very, very careful. Ethereum is kind of, it was ranging, by the way, in doing the same thing that I was just talking about in the longer term. But like right now, if you look at it like on an hour, if you look at it on a bunch of different, again, this is the line right here to gain where I think that, probably, but look at this right here. I didn't mean to do that. Right here. Why am I continuing to do that? Oh, yeah, it's because I'm an idiot. That's right. I forgot about that. Duh, because I'm stupid. Duh. Anyway, it's doing the same thing that that Bitcoin is doing. So when you look at Ethereum, then you're going to see about the same thing playing out right now. And that is that you've got this wedge pattern sort of forming. And when you get a wedge pattern, you're looking at a positive move towards that upside. Now, the question is, does it play out or does it break out at some point? And it would look something like that if it were in fact having a breakout. Remember, it was not but a couple days ago that there was everybody. And look, this is the part that annoys me the most, right? And it doesn't matter. And I'm going to call them by names. Evan Aldo's my guy. He reads the charts and he tells you what he sees on the charts. Frankie Candles, he tells you what he sees on the charts, and the charts are not always consistent, right? These guys will go from one day saying, yeah, it looks like we're going to do 35. It looks like we're headed to 40,000. We're going to have 40,000 in the next couple of days, maybe 38.5, et cetera, and then a rejection down to 33. But that's because everybody else is saying it. That's not what the chart is saying. That's what history is saying in the charts. Like when you look at this, you're not always seeing exactly what's getting ready to happen. And Crypto Rover is the worst. He's the absolute worst. When you look at Crypto Rover, and he's on X, I don't even know if he's on YouTube, but he will go from we're going to 38,000 in about an hour to 40 minutes later before the hour is even up saying 36, called it. Wild, just absolutely wild. Just wants to take credit for every single direction. I try to do better for you guys. I try to give you at least and I stick to my guns. Like, guys, I've been sticking to my guns at the beginning of this year, even in the face of Matty B telling me there's no chance, right? Even when we broke down over here and I said, there's still a chance that this thing plays out because I called it here. I called it here. I called it here. I called it here. The breakdown happened. And then I was like, oh, God damn it. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I ended up being wrong. Maybe this is not, maybe I'm not always right or something like that. I don't know. But then guess what? We got right back into the channel and we're still trending over the year at exactly where I told you guys it was going to be. Now, if you have any question about that, go back to my videos of January of this year and December of last year, where I was telling you that 37.5 is where we're going to be at least by the end of this year. And nobody believes it. Nobody believes it. But guess what? I was right. So one thing that I will do is stick to my guns. And I'm going to tell you that I think that this level has been resistance, that we will break out of this level, that the next thing up is this move. And by the way, if I were to, and look, karma, call it whatever, I don't know, whatever you call it. But here's the parabolic move, right? Parabolic move. We're going to bounce off of this, and then boom, where does that put us? That puts it at about 47, 48,000. So the question is, how far do we stretch it? And if we stretch it up over here, then now all of a sudden we're at 48,000, which is where people are telling you we are going. I hope that makes sense to you, because this move has played itself out one time, two time, three time, four times so far. So it's going to play itself out one more time at least. Now, I do think that we have to consider that 50,000 is the next spot. They're going to call it 48,000. They're wrong. It's going to be 50. Once we get to 48,000, then we are going to force our way into 50,000, by the way. And I just now realized, God damn it, I didn't do that. Yeah. So anyway, what I was saying before is, so I picked this spot on the chart, this move, this move, this move, and this move. They're all similar, okay? All four of those have happened over the course of this year. So another one is coming, right? So that next move that's coming right there is going to bang us up into that 48,000, almost 50,000 range. Once we get towards 50,000, there's going to be a FOMO build where people are going to say, oh my God, it's got to be 50,000. We got to get to 50,000. You're just going to start seeing it happen. And it won't make any sense. It's going to be the FOMO build. But there it is. Like that's what's getting ready to happen. So and look, I'm I'm not always right, even though I joke with you guys about being always right. But on this one, I'm right. On this one, I'm right, and I'm gonna continue being right. And you goddamn right, man. Scottish Crypto. Look, Selmo, and hey, by the way, Selmo does come in here every once in a while to check it out, because like he knows. He knows how wrong he was. He knows he mistimed this market. He misjudged this market, and he talked mad shit about me for me being a quote unquote moon boy who doesn't understand the market and doesn't understand the person that understood the market the best. That was me. And by the way, if you're Benjamin Cowan, aha, you know what I mean? Aha. So that's what's going on, right? That's what's playing out in the market. WAGMI, I think, continues to move. Going down here, Caspa's having a little bit of a move back up. It's a consolidation. Like if I'm looking at Caspa right now, I'm probably kind of excited, because what I'm seeing is, it's pattern recognition, right? But I'm looking at another. I'm looking at another pennant playing out. So like, what's the next move after the breakout of the pennant? Like it's boom, 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 boom. The last time we broke out of the pennant was right here. So what's up next? 21 cents, 22 cents. Like there's a bunch of people are going to be talking about this very soon. They're going to be like, 21 cents is going to represent the next phase, blah, 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 blah. Trust me, you're going to see this in the next day or two from anybody who's Moonboy and Caspa. You're going to see that. And then Rune up 5.6% on the day, having a nice little recovery. And Saitama dropped to zero again, not back up to where it was before, but it had a nice big recovery. And by the way, can we at least recognize this is just wild shit here? This is just wild. It's wild. Okay. Saitama has this right here. Somebody comes in, just some random wallet, 4B58 buys 25 ETH, 25 ETH, 25 ETH, and 34 ETH. That's just looks like they're just trying to pump the chart. Okay, and I'm not saying that it is, but I'm not saying it's not. You can track this wallet right here, and that's going to be a long-term thing. But yeah, it absolutely could. But look, this guy's got Blast Grok, Donkey Kong, Blast Grok, Saitama, buying tons of Saitama, Meta Grok, Squid Grok. This guy's just trying to capitalize on all the Grok stuff. But further back you go, it's just a total degen wallet that started 30 days ago with Saitama. So is it Manny? Most probably. Like it's probably Manny. Just kind of making plays and trying to make it look good. So I don't know for sure, but that's what it looks like to me. So anyway, liquidity pool right here. We can see, excuse me. We've got a little bit more push into the liquidity areas. Maybe we get a run up here into the 37.7, 37.8. And then from there, we'll see probably a dip down here into this 36.7 range. So that's kind of what it looks like it is about to happen. So that's it for the day. Luna probably adds that 0 back or drops that 0 one more time, and we do make that next move. Next move is up to 15. 3 zeros, 15. But it's going to take a little bit of communication. Obviously, some people are going to be upset about that Luna Classic Labs thing playing out. So, and they've already said that apparently that it's all fake, and that it was LUNC DAO, which, by the way, since the beginning, scammer. So, it is what it is. But anyway, guys, this is not financial advice. My name's Bleaves. I'm Miles Ray. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you that you take the time to come over here and listen to me rant for a little while. It's pretty awesome to me. And we will talk to you again. I want to say tonight, if you're in members only, there'll be some content out for members only tonight. If you're not a member, join down here. Trying to get to 1,000 members.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like